Hello, family. Mr. E. Today is Friday, getting ready to go into another weekend. And today has been great. Okay, as you know, I'm substitute teaching, continuing to do that. And today was an interesting day. It had some interesting moments. And at the end of the day, I always try to go back and kind of review the day and see what kind of nuggets I may have gained today that I can share with you. Well, let's see. Close to the end of the day, sort of like the last period of the day, I was talking to my students, and I noticed some conversations that were going on in the room. And there was one gentleman that was, they were ninth graders today. And this young man was having a conversation with this young lady. It was on a, how can I say, sexual nature. And I jumped into the conversation very quickly. And because he was talking to her very aggressively, and I said, brother, you need to stop. You need to recollect yourself, and you need to respect this young lady here in front of you. And that was it. And he said, yes, sir. I was surprised that he didn't give me any look back, but it was really nice and refreshing to know that the young man would listen to me and would accept it, because I knew was something about this young man that I sensed that he had some level of good home training, let's just put it that way, and possibly that there was a man there in his household. I talked to the gentleman later outside the door because I was concerned that he was talking to her the way that he was, and I asked him about some other behavior that I seen earlier in the classroom also. And it was when I was talking and he was talking also. And I had to get him to understand that I can tell that you have come from a real good background, good family. I could tell something about him, just the way he carried himself. No, it was something that he said, because earlier he was talking while I was introducing myself, and he continued to talk. And while he was doing that, I was actually talking to the students about respect. And I made the connections between him not listening to me and being disrespectful. And by the time I finished that analogy, I noticed just before they were about to go to lunch, he said, Mr. E, I'm really a good person. I get my work done. And that was what told me something even more about it. I was impressed that getting his work done was important to him, especially being a black male. I was impressed with that. And I said, talk to him later, and I said, I want to talk to you. And I talked to him outside the door. We have this thing that we call X10. And I told him I need to outside the door. And we did that, and I talked to him. And I said, son, I can tell that you have come from a good background. And I think I asked him, was his father in his life? He said, yes. I said, and it can tell. I can tell, and it shows. But I need you to really stay on top of this in reference to how we treat women and how we respect them. And I noticed she did not correct you on that, but I had to correct you. Listen, I wanted to get to the point to where you are correcting other men. We're holding each other accountable for how we treat women, that especially at this age, because their character is just being shaped, and the way that they feel about themselves, it's just being shaped right now. So, and then after I had that conversation with him, we came back inside of the classroom, and I had a talk with the young ladies too, saying that they are not to or should not present themselves in a way or allow themselves to be talked to in certain ways, you know. And so I spoke to the ladies. You have to be careful about how you present yourself as queens. And men, if you're going to be a king, then you need to carry yourself as a king. And you need to walk and talk as a king. And this foolish talk that you was having right there in the classroom, while I'm sitting here listening to it, not that I was surprised, but it was an opportunity to teach. And I love those opportunities. So I had several of those opportunities today, throughout the day. And it was just a pleasure to be able to talk to these students at this age. And that was another situation that happened where some girls were talking about some issues. And I got a chance to interject into their conversations. Because you hear all these conversations going on, because I like to allow the students to talk while they're doing group works. You know, you get a chance to see where our students and where our children, how they think on different topics and issues and what have you. And these are the perfect opportunities to be able to interject into the things that interest them, their lives, and then shed some light on how they need to move with certain things in order to just making good decisions in life and not ending up in the wrong places. So today was a good day. It was a good day. And I'm ready for the weekend. Ready for some more of that good old